Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Monday, January 10th. So we do have the moon moving out of Aries and moving into Taurus. We'll be locking into that Tauran energy around 10:47 a.m., again, Atlantic Standard Time. So anytime we're moving out of Arian energy, that fiery, aggressive, passionate, independent, bold, and courageous energy that Aries energy gives us, and we move into Tauran energy, we feel things slow down. It's really time for us to kind of pull back, for us to kind of stick to what is tried, tested, and true, to stick to familiar territory, to really pour into nurturing ourselves and loving ourselves and doing what we can to provide ourselves with the emotional safety, security, and comfort that many of us need right now. There are 7 different aspects taking place here today. 5 of them involve the moon. The moon is going to square Pluto, and this is definitely going to kind of give us an opportunity to, yes, acknowledge the pain, acknowledge the trauma, acknowledge the suffering, but also accept the very bold and brave challenge of rising to the occasion and using that darker force energy as inspiration and motivation to push through, to make something out of the darkness in which we just felt. This is a very transformative energy. And of course, we have to feel overwhelmed at certain points in order to recognize that a release is absolutely needed in our physical bodies, in our mental space, in our emotional space, before we're actually going to see that transformation lock in our physical realms. And yeah, we have a lot to re-edit, to recontemplate. The moon is going to bump into the true node, which is our destiny point. And this particular aspect is asking us just to revise our plans. Yes, we've had a wrench thrown into our plans. Yes, we've had some detours. Yes, we've hit some bumps in the road, some very serious turbulence that will have a major effect on what our future goals, our future vision, our future reality actually looks like. But the moon is going to sextile Jupiter, and this is giving us a beautiful energy to work with. We are channeling in higher insights from our higher self, from the metaphysical realm. We are in touch with our soul space. We are in touch with our intuition. We are seeing that the silver linings of the tough love life lessons are coming through loud and clear. This is really providing us a beautiful opportunity to grow from the pain, from the suffering that many of us have been experiencing at the beginning of this year. And of course, to do so with as much positivity, as much optimism as we can possibly hold in our heart space right now. Venus is going to semi-square Jupiter, though, and Venus in a retrograde in Capricorn. She just hit her halfway point, her star point with the sun, meaning she is halfway out of her retrograde. Venus is digging herself out of this dark pit, out of this dark hole, but at this particular point, bumping into Jupiter in this way, we have to recognize that we can't stay in the same patterns, the same routines, the same relationships, the same mindset. We do have to push ourselves to kind of step outside of our comfort zones and establish a new energy exchange in our lives, in our relationships. And this is where we are going to grow, where it is we are going to see a brand new worth and value within ourselves. And of course, once we lock it in within ourselves, it's going to overflow and affect all of our personal relationships that we choose to continue to nurture. The moon is going to bump into Mars. And of course, this is going to be a huge activator for us to see where it is that we have to boss up and really kind of put our energy into a brand new direction. We are renewing ourselves. We are trying to have the faith. We are trying to stay hopeful. And because of the emotional upset and chaos that we've been going through, this is a time where we're really going to feel at odds with, do we have the energy? Do we care enough? Are we passionate enough? This is giving us a choice point on whether or not we are going to stay in this state of paralysis or whether or not we are going to choose to boss up and make the best out of some not so nice situations. The moon is going to semi-square Neptune. This is going to create a little bit of chaos in our emotional field. We have a tendency to feel overwhelmed because we're picking up on everything, not only our energy, but the subtle energy around us. The moon, of course, now in Taurus, wants to stay low, wants to stay slow, wants to kind of stay in a grounded situation in the here and now. But many of us are too overwhelmed with the situations in the here and now and would wish to kind of leave our physical form and live in la la land that Neptune usually allows us to live in. But at this particular point, we're having a hard time connecting to our higher selves, connecting to our metaphysical and spiritual realms. And therefore, we are a little bit at odds with our spiritual path because, of course, we are very grounded, very, very rooted here in this physical realm that doesn't feel so good at the present moment. The sun, though, is going to save the day because the sun in Capricorn is going to sextile Neptune in Pisces, and this is definitely going to give us a brand new energy, a brand new focus. The sun in Capricorn is illuminating where it is that we have to think long term. Yes, from this physical realm standpoint, but is also opening up a very strong channel with our higher selves, illuminating for us where it is that we have to get creative, where it is that we have to get a little bit dreamy, where it is that we have to kind of get real with what it is that we want to create from here. And many of us need to leave this physical realm and visit those higher realms within inside of us in order to actually see that the dream is still possible. We just have to make a couple of tweaks, a couple of adjustments in order to actually get there. So the sun is going to give us a very positive, very ambitious, very disciplined approach on how it is that we can still bring our dreams to life.